What's up, guys? It's Mr. Fit to Flourish, back at it again with another Stocks and Coffee for this week. Keep in mind, Monday, Cyber Monday, we're going to be having a ridiculous sale, so check out the Discord. If you want to join the Discord and you're like, oh, that's too expensive, and you just want to learn, I'm telling you, every Sunday, Stocks and Coffee, we do Stocks and Coffee, and we're going to have a masterclass every single Sunday for the next 6 weeks on a ton of different topics on how to trade. Trust me, it is the best. Even a JP Morgan exec has said that it is one of the best pieces of information, classes that he's ever seen in terms of options trading and trading in the stock market. So you might want to join Discord, link in the bio below. The code is going to be Cyber. I'm going to put that in here, but let's get right into it. Cyber Monday. Anyways, this week, 12/2, December. It is the beginning of December where the Santa Claus rally usually happens. Let's see what is going to happen in the markets this week. So I'm not in the car this week. This week, let's take a look at it. So Stocks and Coffee with K5 and Fit to Flourish. Okay, so the week of 12/2/2024. So welcome. We always start with the quote. Today's quote is, "It is better to do nothing now and wait for the sun than to go out in the dark and be eaten by wolves." So this refers to being patient. Okay, sometimes opportunity comes at times where you least expect it, but opportunity always comes. And guess what? Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So you're prepared to go get some berries in the forest. You're prepared to go get some food, but you don't want to go out in the dark when things are unknown and get attacked by wolves. Okay, so prepare to be great and wait. Okay, be patient. Wait for the opportunity to prove to yourself and to others that you are who you say you are. Okay, you can do this. This reminds me of that Stephon Diggs clip when the wide receiver on the Texans, where he goes, you have to go out and prove to yourself that you are who you say you are. So you are this person that you believe that you can be. Okay, so be patient though. Be patient because you're preparing right now and the opportunity will present itself. And that is when it appears that you're lucky, but you actually prepared for this exact moment. Okay. So we got the best team in the world. Like I said, the code is going to be Cyber, CYBER. It's only going to be on from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m., 12 hours, okay? 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Monday. Code is going to be Cyber, and the link is in the bio for the Discord. For if you want the lifetime, if you want the yearly and the monthly, we have those different packages. So huge discount. You probably don't want to miss if you always want to see, oh, what's in the Discord? Like, oh, what is it? Bro, there's a ton of stuff in there. What is not in there? People keep asking me, what do you do in there? What is not in there? You have access to me live every single day, every single night we're live. Every single morning we trade live. We do the 3 to 4 hour classes on Sundays. We do Stocks and Coffee every single Sunday. We post options to be looking at. We have a JP Morgan exec in there. There's so much stuff, like I don't advertise it. Like if you get value from these videos, you get 10 times more value from the Discord. It's ran by me, Mr. Fit to Flourish, and my boy K5. The best. Anyways, the best team in the world. Resources in the Discord. We have YouTube educational videos, all the stuff I just mentioned. And then again, 12/2/2024, Cyber Monday, deal incoming. No extensions, just discounts. Okay, so the code is going to be Cyber. Anyways, more to come. We want to provide as much value as possible. So guess what? We're doing mastermind meetups this year, 2025. We have like a little yacht trip coming up for Discord members only, and we're gonna have a couple meetups, things of that nature. I have it all planned out, all flush itinerary. It's gonna be pretty exciting, pretty fun stuff. We're gonna have speakers come in, maybe celebrities, maybe some big names. Don't want to spoil anything, especially if I have my Discord members watching this. I don't want to spoil anything, but we have pretty big stuff coming up. Upcoming, so starting the next 4 weeks, it's actually 5 weeks, next 5 weeks, master classes back-to-back weeks. Okay, so we want our team, we want everybody ready to trade in 2025. So we have a shares class upcoming this upcoming Sunday, the second Sunday of December. We also are going to have our stocks masterclass. This is the best class on stocks that exists, period. And then we have our setups class, which talks about A1 setups to get into for beginners. We did one, but this is going to be an extended version. We have the options trading class, again, the best options class, period. Okay, and then we have complex strategies for options, which is upcoming, still in the works, but it is upcoming. Okay, all right, let's take a look at our weekend review. So weekend review, we had huge IWM calls. We look at pretty much the same set of stocks every week, unless there's something booming and busting, and there are a couple of booming and busting stocks upcoming, so pay attention. So some of our great play calls, IWM calls, Amazon calls, QQQ, SPY, QQQ again. So there's a ton of volatility right now, which means a ton of opportunity. All right. In earnings this past week, we had Dell. So Dell had an EPS beat, a revenue miss, and this is kind of important. Listen, their CEO stated that CPUs, so computer sales, were slacking. Okay, they expect AI-driven tech to help drive sales higher in 2025. Okay, so that's not good. We want sales right now as an investor. Okay, however, Dell was cited stating it will cost more and eat into margins to build AI heavy servers. Okay, so guess what happened? The shares tanked more than 10%. It was a huge drop after market on these sales. And guess what? Guess what Dell is doing really there? Like CPUs, like the low end CPUs used to be like $500. The prices for these CPUs are being doubled, and it's like no one can afford that for a laptop, for a computer. Like, come on. Especially when nothing's changing. We're in the age of AI, and you're saying it's going to cost more money to do this AI. It's going to eat into your margins, and it's not going to happen until the second half of 2025. So not what investors want to hear, right? Then we have Crowd. So what's going on with Crowd? So Crowd had a pretty good EPS and revenue beat and good forward guidance. And it's pretty much a good assurance that this year's cybersecurity outage would not affect business. So it was really good. CEO also surpassed, the company also surpassed $4 billion in ending annual recurring revenue as of October 31st, making CrowdStrike the fastest and only pure play cybersecurity software company to reach this reported milestone. So it sets them apart from the rest. So they fell about 5%, but it doesn't surprise me because I didn't think we would go any higher. We're right back to where we were before, right back to these highs, these all-time highs that we were at before we had the cybersecurity outage. So this 5% drop wasn't too significant at all. We're actually on the move back to the upside with Crowd. So Crowd's still a pretty good pickup in terms of a stock. All right. In terms of economic data this past week, we had FOMC meeting minutes on Tuesday. Kind of came in as expected, like how we expected to kind of sift through everything that was talked about at the FOMC rate decision this past month, and the market really didn't react too much at all. PCE came in line with expectations, if not lower. Initial jobless claims came in, guess what? A little bit lower. So things are looking good with the economy. GDP came in as expected. So economy's looking pretty good based on these readings. And guess what? Now we have a 66% chance of a rate cut at the next FOMC meeting. So look for that. In terms of related, so the market should continue to rip. That's all that means, okay? People are always like, oh, I don't know what any of this stuff means. I didn't take economics. Markets should continue to go up, okay? We're booming. We're busting. We're still in the bull market. Everyone wants to buy. Everyone wants higher highs. Speaking of higher highs, the S&P 500 is over, well, SPY is over 600, but the S&P 500 and the Dow closed at record highs on Friday, okay? On Friday, 11/29, so November 29th. 2024. So Microsoft also had a pristine breakout signal on Monday. The technicals aligned and it had that 920 crossover that we always talk about, and it broke a key level and actually ripped to the upside. So Microsoft absolutely ripped pretty much on Wednesday, and then I think that was Tuesday. And then on Wednesday we had or Friday we had some sort of a pullback and then a rip. So yeah, because guess what happened? They're facing FTC antitrust scrutiny over lawsuit, and this pretty much caused the stock to pull back early morning, but it actually ended up pushing back to the upside. Unity. So Unity is a stock that we kind of been looking at. They're changing their focus. We talked about they're cutting fees that cause the fallout. They're reducing operating costs. They're using AI-powered tools to develop in-game advertising. So Unity is a gaming company. And the stock finally got above the 200 MA on the daily. big money is jumping in. Okay, so currently it's flagging after a resistance to support flip, and it's kind of tightening up. We want to see it break above $25. If it gets above that psychological level, we can see a pretty big move up on Unity. So that's one of the plays to be on the lookout for. So what else happened this week? What's big in news? So Trump said, hey, as one of my first executive orders, I will sign all necessary documents to charge Mexico and Canada a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States, the great states of America. Okay, so Trump's going to be adding this tariff, and this tariff, what is it going to do? Well, short term, it's going to cause headwinds for chips. Okay, headwinds for chips. But think about it. The demand with tech advancements and reliance on AI remains super high, and it'll continue to grow. So like people are like, oh my gosh, tech is going to be affected. It's not. It's not. There's always going to be a demand right now. The demand is ridiculous. So no matter what, people are going to pay the cost. Okay. In terms of manufacturing and retail sectors that depend heavily on imported goods, they may see more pronounced negative effects compared to domestic-focused industries. Okay, so companies like Stanley Black & Decker, AutoZone have already indicated plans to adjust pricing strategies in response to potential tariffs. Okay, so Trump's proposed tariffs are likely to create upward pressure on consumer prices, which will squeeze corporate profit margins and introduce a little bit of volatility into the stock market due to uncertainty. So these are times where you're like, okay, what are we doing here? When we get to key levels, look for pretty big pullbacks where you can make money on shorts or getting puts, and then look for violent swings back to the upside as people kind of play these overreactions and buy back stock. So it could potentially lead to long-term economic inefficiencies that could dampen market growth. But again, uncertainty drives volatility, which drives lots of money in these stock market streets. All right, in terms of MSTR, so MicroStrategy, MicroStrategy may be getting included in the NASDAQ 100. Currently, it's just a rumor. This source is from Benzinga, so I'm not just saying this based off of somebody just like rumoring it to me or telling me they saw, or like some Twitter or Reddit feed. This is from Benzinga, okay? So potential inclusion in the NASDAQ 100, this could drive MSTR to the freaking moon, okay? To the freaking moon. And then MSTR also has this promise they made to investors in terms of a bond, I believe it was. I'll have to kind of get back into that, but a lot of things going on with MSTR, and it's really, again, MSTR is the largest holder, the company that is the largest holder of Bitcoin in the world. So this is a pretty huge deal in terms of their investment strategy and their strategy to turn a profit. Okay, and so yeah, so their inclusion in the S&P 500, or sorry, in the NASDAQ 100, could reportedly spark up to $2 billion in fund inflow. So that would be freaking huge. And if this is true, there could be a huge move incoming that could send MSTR back to 550 by the end of December. Early January, we could see 600, if not 7. All right, so Black Friday. Black Friday data is showing that U.S. shoppers spent $10.8 billion online. So Amazon. Last week we talked about how Amazon likes to run up towards year's end. As we already know, listen, these Black Friday deals, Cyber deals, Cyber Monday deals, Christmas deals, all these deals, where are people going? Where are people getting these deals? They're going to Amazon. Like literally everyone at work, at my 9 to 5, in the pharmacy, okay? Everybody, all the customers, all my patients, everyone's talking about, oh yeah, I'm getting these deals, I'm buying it on Amazon, I'm buying it on. So look for Amazon to rip, okay? If Amazon actually retested the $200 psychological level we talked about last week and rebounded, went all the way to 210, had its usual pullback. We talked about how it moves in increments of 5s and 10s. Look for a move back up to 210 and then potentially a break to 215, back down to 210, up to 220. Okay, so look for that rip on Amazon into year's end. Bitcoin hit all-time highs, 99,860. On Monday, it sold off, and Tuesday sold off even more, came down to about the 89,000. So it sold off about 10%, and then recovered after Thanksgiving, and is still expected to rip into year's end. So we should be able to see 100K on Amazon by January 1st, 2025, okay? And then I'm always going to keep saying this. So there's potential New York Stock Exchange hours. Okay. So currently we trade from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The proposed change is from 1:30 a.m. to 11:30, which would be a 22-hour day. Just keep that in mind that this is a proposed change and it's subject to regulatory approval. So it's in the works right now. Yet to see whether or not this will be implemented. All right. All right. And then a look ahead. So in terms of earnings this week, we have CRM. So Salesforce after hours on Tuesday. Wednesday, we have Dollar Tree and Chewy pre-market. And then we have ChargePoint after hours on Wednesday. Thursday is the big day, okay? We got TD, we got Dollar General pre-market. And then we have Lululemon, we have GTLP, we have DocuSign, we have Ulta. Keep in mind, Ulta is the stock that is being held by Berkshire Hathaway, okay? So Berkshire Hathaway actually picked up a ton of Ulta and actually caused a massive rip. Ulta has been ripping into earnings this past week. It's just been absolutely ripping after a gap fill to the downside. So look at these stocks in terms of whether you're an earnings gambler. I'm not. I like to kind of have good evidence that a stock should move up or down after earnings if I'm going to make an earnings play. The best way to play earnings is 1 to 2 weeks in advance. Start to pick up the calls or start to pick up the shares because the stock is going to have a run up into earnings. And then after earnings, typically it'll either fall dramatically or it'll continue to rip with good forward guidance and or a good beat. All right, in terms of economic data upcoming this week, Monday we have ISM manufacturing and construction spend. Tuesday we have job openings and auto sales. Wednesday we have ADP employment, ISM services. Thursday, there's going to be initial jobless claims. This is the market mover because that's what the Fed is looking at. They're looking at initial jobless claims and they're looking at PCE very closely. And then we also have the U.S. unemployment rate. Let us know how again, in terms of like jobless claims and how our employment rate is working. We want to know, how is our economy doing? Okay. Is there influx of money? Is there too much money being injected into the markets? What's going on? All right. In terms of our watch list this week, looking at SPY, IWM, Tesla, and MSTR pretty closely here as they are at critical points. And SPY is at all-time highs. IWM is near all-time highs, if not at all-time highs, currently forming a double top. And then we have potential swings. Right now, I'm kind of looking at IWM and going to be adding a little bit to this list, potentially MSTR as well for a couple days, a smaller swing. Going to be added to this list in the Discord. And then in terms of my final thoughts, I always say, hey, trading is a professional sport. Allow yourself time to be great. Options are leveraged assets, little in, a lot out. You can only lose what you put in when you're trading options. Options trading is about opportunity. And then make sure that you have goals, and then make sure all your actions align with your goals. Okay, YOLO trading is risky. Focus on aligning your daily actions with your goals, and watch you hit your goals effortlessly. All right. So that's all I have for you guys today. It's Mr. Fit to Flourish with First Team Investing. Like I said, huge deal coming on Monday. Code is going to be Cyber Monday. Okay, if you want to check out our Discord, link in the bio below. If you like the videos that I'm putting out there, if you want to see more things, let me know. Drop a like, drop a comment. Oh, what do you want to see? Oh, I want to see how these stocks work. I want to see these stocks. I want to see how options, this, and that. All right, let me know what you want to see, and I will get to working on it and put that out for you. It's Mr. Fit to Flourish, your boy, and I'm out. Good morning, welcome to the Fit to Flourish podcast. Let's talk wellness, finance, and growth.